Jake with the Buckeye Bushcraft channel, back here again with another video. And what we're going to talk about today is what I carry inside of, number one, my Hidden Woodsman EDC ruck, and then I also have a black 5-liter dry bag that I'm able to fit a full 10-piece kit inside of. So we're going to go through the contents of that and show you guys what I carry. This has been a highly requested video for the past couple of weeks, so stay with me. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk about the bag I'm carrying. A bag to carry any type of kit in the woods needs to be pretty durable and indestructible. It's one of your most important pieces of kit because you're using it obviously to carry your gear. So this bag was gifted to me by my buddy Kenny from Ugly Tents, so go check out his channel. This is the Hidden Woodsman EDC ruck, and it's my two favorite collar combos: OD green with coyote strapping, I guess you could say, or coyote accents. I really am a big fan of this bag because it's subtle, it's small, it doesn't really let you overpack, but also, like I said, on the inside of this bag, it's got orange on the inside. So number one, you can see the items that you're carrying inside a lot easier, especially if it's nighttime. But number two, you can turn this thing inside out and use it for a signal panel. And it's got a small possibles pouch, I guess you could call it, right here on the inside of this flap. And then it's got a small place where you can carry some type of water bladder, or I actually put my shelter configuration back there for the most part. If you want a pack like this, you can find them on uglytent.com. So go to uglytent.com, snag you up one of these bags, and when you add it to the cart and go to checkout, put in discount code Buckeye Bushcraft, all one word, to get 10% off of your bag. And I will leave all the links in the description box below. Check them out on the website, pick you up one of these bags. They are absolutely sweet. I love this bag. This is my new favorite EDC or day hiking type bag. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It's well worth the money. Okay, as you can see, this dry bag is pretty small, pretty compact and lightweight. I like keeping kits inside of dry bags just for the fact that, number one, it's an extra water container. Number two, it keeps everything waterproof. Breaking into the bag here. What I've got. First off, for fire starting, I've got a Strike Force ferrocerium rod with duct tape wrapped all the way around it on both ends, with two micro infernos. And this rod has a built-in striker, so in the event you don't have a knife or something on you, you could still strike this rod. So basically, this is a full-fledged fire kit. This works really well. And I like the fact that this rod has that back compartment to house some type of waterproof tinder. Now, along with this, I also have a lighter in my pocket. So this gives me plenty of ways to start fire with the duct tape and also with the waterproof tinder in the back. So this makes it a lot easier to start a fire in some type of adverse weather conditions. Next up, I've got a headlamp with spare batteries. This one, I think, is just a black diamond headlamp, and I've got 2 or 3 sets of spare batteries. That way I'll be able to see at nighttime. And then also inside this bag, I get migraines pretty frequent and easy. So I've got 4 800 milligram ibuprofen. Then I've got 7 200 milligram ibuprofen. So that's something I typically always throw in my bag. It helps with aches and pains, but for my reason is because I get really bad headaches. All right, so next we've got cordage. I keep my quick deploy ridge line in here, and then I've got 100 foot of number 36 bank line. This is going to allow me to set shelters up, bind and lash things together, make traps, things like that. So that's why I carry these. Now, kind of going along with repair items, this is a Exotac rip spool. It's got duct tape all the way around it, and then it's got thread around this side, and then inside of this it has a cloth sail needle. So this is a full repair kit. It keeps me from having to carry a roll of duct tape, and it is fairly small and compact. Next up, for navigation, I keep a small military style compass pouch in here. Inside I've got a Ride in the Rain notebook and pen that has all of my navigation notes inside of it. And then I keep a Sunto MC2 compass. It has a signal mirror and a magnifying glass for also starting fire, so it gives me, another way I can start fire. Signal for rescue. I can also use this for a first aid item. Alrighty, so for cutting tools, I keep my trusty Mora Garberg. This is the carbon steel version, And this is pretty much the knife that I have found myself going back to again and again. I love this knife. It's the perfect knife for me, perfect size, perfect weight, everything. And then to go along with that, I keep a Baco Laplander folding saw in here. This one is well used. This is going to allow me to cut trees down, process firewood, make notches, things like that, while saving the blade of my knife. We're going to pull out our shelter items. In this case, I've got two 3 mil 55-gallon drum liners. This is perfect for, shelter building, things like that. I can use this as a ground mat or a sit pad to sit on in snowy weather conditions like we have today. Then I also have a emergency reusable grabber space blanket. This is Mylar on one side. It's got grommets in it. So for shelter items, I've got a quick deploy ridgeline, and then I've got the 2 garbage can liners with this. So this is going to give me a shelter that I can pretty much set up in any weather conditions with no problems. One thing that I would definitely add to this kit is some type of small lightweight tent stakes. Add 4 or 5 of them, but the reason they're not in this kit is just because I don't have any. Okay, one more item that I did not have on the inside of the dry bag because my brother, who's behind the camera right now, was using it for a neck scarf. But I also keep this, I think this is a 3x3. This is a sniper's veil. So some type of cotton material. It's best really if it's bright orange, if you're actually building a really emergency kit. This does fit into the dry bag just fine. I don't typically keep it in it because typically if it's cold outside, I'll be wearing it around my neck, or in the summertime, I typically shove it in my pocket or also wear it around my neck. This can be used for bandages, char material. You can use it as a sweat rag basically. And if it's hot outside, you can dip it in water and put it around your carotid arteries to cool yourself off around your head and neck area. And you can also use it for an insulative layer. So this is a really good piece of kit that is well worth carrying, and it doesn't weigh anything. And last but not least, we've got our container for water collection. So this is the Pathfinder titanium canteen and cup set. So obviously I could boil water in this, make medicine, make char cloth in it. It also gives me a small cup that I can eat or drink out of. And another thing I can do, especially in these cold weather conditions like we're having right now, I could heat this thing up by the fire and put it inside of my sleeping bag, or cuddle up next to it with it being nice and warm, and basically move it around inside of my sleeping bag all night long to keep myself a little bit warmer. So there's really a couple reasons why I carry my kit items inside of a 5-liter dry bag. Number one, I consider this a fully self-sustaining kit. If this was all you had, it would absolutely get you by. Number two, a 5-liter bag is pretty small. It's not a super huge kit, but this kit will meet all of your basic needs for survival for the most part, as long as you know how to use each item in your kit correctly. And then, this is also a 5-liter waterproof bag, so it's a water container. So if I'm in like a situation where there's not a whole lot of water, say I lived out in the desert or something like that, and I wanted to carry more water with me, I can always empty this bag, just put the items in my backpack or disperse them on my person, and this will give me 5 liters of drinking water to carry. And basically all the 10Cs in this bag fit perfectly. There's a little bit of room left over on top where you could put something like a tourniquet if you wanted to put inside of this bag. But first aid items are one of those things that if you need them right now. So I would recommend keeping some type of IFAK with a tourniquet up on the top pouch of your kit. That way, in case you need to get to it very quickly, you can. A couple things you can add to this are things like a water filter, just a small straw water filter. That way you can get water very quickly or on the move, just in case you're super thirsty. That way you don't have to wait to boil your water necessarily. Or also water purification tablets, where you can just put them in your container and let it wait for 30 minutes and then drink it. Some other items that I would recommend carrying whenever you're recreating in the outdoors besides a 10-piece basic kit. Obviously, you need to have some type of snacks, some type of food with you. That way it gives you more energy to keep going. People don't really realize that whenever you haven't eaten for 2 or 3 days, you start to get a little bit lethargic. You start to not think straight. So having some type of snack with you while you're hiking or hunting, etc., is also very important. Also a GPS, that way you can use it for navigation. Again, it does rely on batteries. If your batteries aren't dead, you can just use your GPS instead of using your compass. If you're going to carry some type of map and compass, you need to know how to use both of them the correct way and get very good with navigation. Something else I would add to this bag is some type of extra layers. If it's summertime, add a rain jacket. If it's wintertime, add an extra insulative layer. Things like gloves, hats. You know, you need to be dressed properly for the weather environment that you're going to be operating in. Another thing I would recommend carrying, guys, is some type of brick or a battery pack that you can use to charge your cell phone, GPS, things like that. It'll make your time more enjoyable in the woods. Also keeping your devices charged up and ready to go. Alrighty guys, well, appreciate you guys joining me for this video on this real short, kind of like a day hike kit and what I keep in that 5-liter dry bag. I appreciate your guys' support. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow me on Instagram at Buckeye_Bushcraft. And I'm going to put links to this Hidden Woodsman pack down in the description box below. Remember, use discount code Buckeye Bushcraft, all one word, for 10% off. I appreciate you guys' support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.